Hello everyone and welcome to a new sprint review from the Eclipse JKube team. So regarding JKube, first we finalized the support of the Helidon framework. We also released 1.13.0 that include security fixes, user experience improvements, and a new version of the kubernetes-client. We also released 1.30.1 that includes a fix for a regression when trace logging in OpenShift builds. And I've been continuing working on the KPort PoC to create a VS Code extension and a control plugin. For Fabricate Kubernetes-client, we released a version 6.7.2 that includes the hotfix required by JKube when trace logging in OpenShift builds. And as usual, for both projects, we spent some time dealing with bugs and general maintenance tasks. So now let's switch to the demo. Hello and welcome to this third and last video of the introduction to KPort, a set of PoC projects to take advantage of the remote dev feature, but in other tools than JKube. So this is a summary of 3 videos. In the first video, it was a recap of the JKube remote dev. In the second video, we had a look to how we could build a kubecontrol plugin to generate a remote dev config file and to use it to start the remote dev mode. So I demonstrated during that video that it was possible to build a CLI that could be integrated into the most used CLI for Kubernetes, kubecontrol. Thanks to Quarkus, we were able to reuse JKube remote dev as a library in that plugin. And it was working great, but let's face it, many developers would love to have this feature in their favorite IDEs, and this is what we will demo in this third and last video. So let's switch to the demo. My favorite IDE is VS Code, and I have installed in this VS Code extension the VS Code KPort extension. So you can see it here. There is a button here. And what can it do? So the first feature is to be able to read a .kport.yaml file that is in your project folder. So I would it is not displaying anything because I don't have it here, but I can initialize one with kubecontrol KPort init. So I can choose a local service to replace, and I will choose a remote service to expose locally. So the database, the Postgres database, and the RabbitMQ broker, and in the port 15672. And once I save it, you should see that view being refreshed. Okay, done. So as you can see, it is reading the configuration file and displaying the nice UI for it. And this part is completely written in TypeScript, which is the default language when we write VS Code extension. So having a common format in YAML format, it really makes easy to reuse it in different tools. So now what about reusing the JKube remote dev library in the IDE to start the remote dev mode? For Java-based IDEs like Eclipse or IntelliJ, where the extensions are written in Java, it should be very easy to write the remote dev plugin for these IDEs. But however, many other tools may not be written in Java. For instance, VS Code extensions are written in TypeScript. It would be a challenge to then reuse the JKube remote dev as a library while the extension is written in TypeScript. Moreover, in all these IDEs, we also want to not to make mandatory the installation of Java for the user to have the JKube Remote Dev plugin working. But actually, we already know how to solve these issues. There are existing VS Code extensions written in Java, like the VS Code Java extensions or the VS Code XML extensions. And these extensions are bundled, so they are written in TypeScript, but they are bundled with a Java-based server that is basically started behind the scene when the extension starts. And the communication is done with JSON RPC protocol. And even better, the VS Code XML could also be used with a natively compiled version of the server, which makes not mandatory the Java installation on the user workstation. And we could use the same trick to be able to reuse the JKube Remote Dev library in the VS Code extension written in TypeScript. And this is what I'm going to demonstrate next in this demo. So basically, I have written a server using Quarkus that will reuse that extension and expose it through a REST API. Okay, so let's give a try, have a look to our application we want to test before. So this is the same one that we had. So, look at here, there's no local written here. I can just click on send an email, for instance, here, and I should receive an email here in my mailbox. Right, it works as before. So now I want to start my Quarkus, my application in dev mode. Npm Quarkus dev. So normally, once I've done that, I should be able to access to it locally. So you should notice that once it's starting, okay, it's starting. I forgot to change the version, the title. Okay, so I can just refresh now, and I should see a local here. But here I still have the old version. So so now I want to use my extension to start to use this configuration and to start the remote dev mode. I have a button here, but it will work only if I start the server that should be in the real life started by the extension, but here I'm going to start it manually. So it is located in KPort IDE, and I have already compiled it. And this is called runner, like that. So now it is starting, and when I'm going to click on this button, it is going to make a REST request to that server and start the remote dev mode. Here, and it is waiting for it to start, and it is starting. So now, if I go back to my application and I do refresh here, normally it should use the local version, the one that is running locally. And if I click here, oh, maybe I should do a change from a VS Code extension. If I click here, the mail I should receive should be with my changes. Okay, from VS Code extension, and I can stop it, and it should be back to normal. Back to normal, no low code here, and if I send an email, it should be without the modification. So it works well. So back to my slide. So through these 3 videos, we have shown that we could use JKube Remote Dev as a library to build a CLI like the kube control plugin and IDE plugins like the VS Code extension to provide remote dev functionalities. And we overcome a few major problems. So in the previous video, it was a lot with the native compilation of JKube Remote Dev. We had to create a Quarkus extension for Apache SSHD, but we managed to overcome this problem. And in this video, it was the main problem was the ability to use JKube Remote Dev in non-Java based IDEs. So thanks to an external an IDE server that we run next to it, we managed to overcome this problem. And the result of this POC project is the possibility to reuse JKube Remote Dev as a common library. It should help us to focus our efforts in terms of maintenance and evolution, and it would also have a unique configuration format that would make the adoption easier. And it will also help to federate all the tools into a community of users and contributors. And now what's the next step? I have a link here. So the next step is listed here. So the plan is to make the Quarkus extensions that we have created for SSHD, move it to Quarkuverse, and then there is some packaging task to finish. We have also some improvement for the UI of the VS Code extensions. For instance, there is also a task to move the communication using JSON RPC and WebSocket, and also testing other things on Windows. You can find these projects in these 2 projects. So here, JKube KPort, where you will find the Quarkus extensions, and also the kube control plugin and the IDE server. And there is a VS Code KPort for the VS Code part. So that's it for my demo. I hope you like it, and of course we're looking for feedback. So don't hesitate to ask questions and give us some feedbacks. Thank you.